Hi students, I'm Paulette Stevenson, your English instructor this semester. I just wanted to tell you a couple of things about myself and about my teaching philosophy so that you could get to know me a little better. I didn't post in the introduction discussion board because, hello, I wanted you to see who I am. Um, so I've been teaching for about 7 or 8 years now. I've taught English 101 and 102 since those 7 or 8 years. I've taught face to face, I've taught hybrid, I've taught online a bunch. So I'm pretty familiar with both the subject and the format of our class. I am also a third year PhD student in rhetoric and composition, and I study the transnational feminist sports. So right now I do projects that look at how Title IX, the the legislation that gives fair access to women's sports, that was written in 1972, how that has a global reach and what kind of implications are in that. So I don't know, it's kind of fun. I get to look at really cool sports stuff and women's sports stuff and all sorts of stuff. So if you ever see any really cool articles about women's sports, especially women's sports globally, definitely send those my way. I'm interested, and the field is way too great for me to, see everything on it. Um, I am also interested in women's sports myself as an athlete. I'm a runner. I run ultra marathons, so if you've ever heard of them, their distances over the actual marathon, 26.2 miles. I also like to cook. We're I'm vegan, so you guys, some of you might turn your nose up at that or go, "What the heck?" I've been vegan for 9 years, and it gives me the opportunity to cook all sorts of different things and different cuisines. So, which is really exciting for me as somebody who likes to cook. I have a husband and I have 2 children. So I have a 9-year-old and a 1 month old. So, if you ever get an email from me at 4 a.m., it's because I've been up in the middle of the night with a 1 month old. Or if you ever don't get an email from me all weekend, just know that, I live a busy life, and sometimes I take my weekends seriously, or sometimes it's not even about taking them seriously and relaxing. It's about spending the weekend getting some of my schoolwork done, or spending the weekend chasing my 9-year-old around, or holding my 1 month old, or doing something fun with my husband. So I'm sure, just like you, I like teaching online because I don't have to be weighed down to a specific time and date in a class. But I've found, just like maybe you'll find, that teaching online is actually much more work than showing up at a classroom face to face. So keep that in mind. In terms of my teaching philosophy, I really, really want you all to succeed in this class. These freshman composition classes, to me, are not gatekeepers. This shouldn't be your entrance into college and the university, and it shouldn't, for me, gauge how well you're going to succeed. So my goal here isn't to fail you all, or to, keep some sort of status quo at the university. The research that I do is kind of social justicey. So more power to you. Like, I really hope that you all succeed in this class, regardless of your background or your walk of life. I myself am a first generation college student. I started at community college. I worked my way through ASU. So I know what it's like to, work full time and go to school, work full time plus and go to school. I'm still doing that nowadays. So I completely understand your situation. So I'm not trying to trick you in any sort of way. That said, I'm still, as someone who works full time and has kids and does all this stuff, I still try to maintain deadlines for myself as a student, but I also am pretty serious about deadlines and stuff, and you'll see that in my other videos that are about this class. So I definitely if you fall off the map for weeks on end and try to finish the class, I'm fair. That's the other thing. I want to be fair to all other students. So I'm not going to allow, anyone to take advantage of the course, but I also am not going, there's also enough built into the course that if you're quote unquote not a good writer, which let's be honest, sometimes I'm not a good writer. If you believe you're not a good writer, there's enough stuff built in the course that I believe you will succeed. Remember, this is a writing class, so the prerequisite for a writing class isn't being a good writer. You're supposed to take writing skills from this class and then help you in your professional life and in your university life and even in your personal life. So I don't expect you all to come in here amazingly proficient writers. So keep that in mind. So you all are learning how to write with each other. The other thing I will say about this online class is that's my pedagogy, is I really focus on trying to have you all build, at least some sort of connection to each other in these online classes. So you'll record videos, you're constantly posting to our course website. And I hope that you take that seriously like you would in a face-to-face classroom, as like, hey, this is me being present in this classroom. So if you need to give your posts a little bit of a character or, lighten things up a little bit, by all means, I'm totally about that. I also, no one's ever taken me up on it, but I also really would want you all to, if possible, work in partners or groups for the third project. Keep that in the back of your head. But I also can't force it. I know, you all are working off of different distances, so keep that in mind. So anyway, that's about me. That's about my course. This is about, my pedagogy and my teaching. I hope you find this course really enjoyable, and I hope that even though it's challenging, I hope that in the end you find this a really good alternative to taking a face-to-face class, or possibly even a better alternative, right? So, all right. I'm looking forward to our class. Have a good afternoon, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this video. Take care.